in the comments, you definitely can just slide in my DM and ask your employment law questions. And that can maybe throughout the week, and I'll just respond to them on the legal team. So today, though, I have been getting a lot of questions, and people have messaged me about unemployment, requesting they provide or pay back any overpayments they've received, whether that's through just receiving unemployment benefits, typically when during COVID, right? So the COVID payments, everyone's been getting a lot of pushback from the Indiana Department of Workforce Development, and they've been getting notices to pay that money back. So I know that's been like a shock to everyone's system. Indiana is not doing what a lot of states are doing and just like waiving that and just forgetting about it. They're literally going after their money. However, I have good news because there actually is a waiver that you all, if you receive those payments and you just, hey, got a notice that you need to pay this money back, that you can actually file with the Department of Workforce Development. And if you are approved, you don't have to pay any of that money back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share kind of the document on my Facebook page and on also my LinkedIn page. And I want you all to take a look at that document and see if you have that issue for you to start the process of filing the waiver. Now, also what I'm going to do is because this like issue is just so near and dear to my heart, because typically if you were receiving unemployment benefits during COVID, it's because you needed the money. And because with gas prices being high, food prices being high, it's not like your financial situation may have improved that much. You probably still need your money. Honestly, we all need our money. So I am also going to host a clinic that only focuses on you filling out your unemployment waiver. We're going to I'm going to answer any of your questions regarding how to fill out the unemployment waiver, and I'm also going to fill out an unemployment waiver during the workshop as well. That's going to be on August 31st. You should see some invites coming soon regarding that. But I want you all to know that that's one, a possibility. That's something that you can request. It's an unemployment waiver, so you don't pay that money back. But also, I want to make sure that you all have some direction when you are trying to do that, because it's not, we get caught up in the little things, right? A lot of people have been getting caught up because they didn't turn in their acknowledgement sheet in timely fashion, and now they have to pay all this money back. So I want to make sure that we don't get caught up in the procedural issue elements of a waiver, right? So we'll definitely do that. We'll talk about what are good responses to certain questions, what is good documentation to provide as well. So please be on the lookout for that. Again, it's going to be August 31st. You should see a lot of invite for it on, again, Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube. So you should see it on all my social media channels. Sign up for it. Tell your family and friends if you know that they've received unemployment benefits and they're dealing with having to pay that back. Let them know. Share it also, because no one necessarily wants to talk about their financial situation all the time. So share with your network as well when you receive that out there, so we can make sure as many people as possible are knowing that this is a resource for them, and then they're not putting themselves in any more of a financial strain. So I hope that was helpful. I think it's going to be very helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. Put it in the comments, and hopefully I'll be able to answer your questions. And then we'll be able to really dive deep into the waiver process during that clinic. So be on the lookout for that. Also, what I have been seeing are a ton of questions regarding accommodations, disability accommodations, or also FMLA, so Family Medical Leave Act. I have been getting a lot of questions, a lot of calls regarding that. I have posted a couple of articles on my website, blog posts, and also on LinkedIn regarding just what do you do when you need accommodation if you're pregnant? What do you do if you need leave and you're pregnant? Or what do you do if you need leave and you're not pregnant, you're just dealing with a serious medical condition? What is the process? What are you owed? And so I have a couple blog posts on my website regarding that. Take a look at them. But I also just want to make sure you all aware that you have rights when it comes to being sick, right? And a lot of times employers, this is where they mess up the most, is where they're dealing with an employee who is sick, who's dealing with a serious medical condition, or who's pregnant, or who is taking care of someone who's sick as well. And so, what I want to make sure you all are aware of two things. One, there is a statute called the ADA, which is Americans with Disability Act. That's a statute, and also there's another statute called the Family Medical Leave Act. Right? These are two statutes. A lot of times they don't blend together, but they are something that I may put forward and say that the employer violated at the same time, because they kind of deal with certain things similarly. And one of it is a person, when their person is sick and dealing with a serious health condition. You may be dealing with a serious health condition, and it could be considered a disability at the time because it really it interrupts one of your major functions of your daily life, like walking or standing or thinking or whatever. And so you may be able to request an accommodation under the ADA. And I know you're thinking, I can't be disabled, I'm just pregnant. But pursuant to the ADA, a pregnant woman can be disabled. And so you want to make sure that you are taking advantage of those rights. So especially when it comes to women who have high risk pregnancies, making sure that you request leave if you have to you go to the doctor during the day for those doctor's appointments, and say, hey, this is just an accommodation that I'm requesting because of my pregnancy, because of my disability at the time. Also, just want to make sure that you understand, when you're requesting accommodations under the ADA, there is some requirements regarding the number of employees that an employer has to have. So you make sure you understand that. But typically, a lot of employers are meeting those requirements, and you just want to make sure you're communicating with your employer. One thing I always tell people is always speak the language as much as you can, right? So if you're requesting, this leave, or requesting to go to the doctor, speak the language of, I'm requesting a reasonable accommodation. Make sure you're communicating with your manager, make sure you're also communicating with HR. Also, thing that I always tell people too is look at your employee handbook. One thing that we do is we get these employee handbooks and we don't ever look at it. We just start thinking, okay, we got the employee handbook. We kind of scroll to the bottom, say click and agree to it, and move on. But I really want you to take the time out if you're dealing with something like of this nature, and look at the employee handbook and make this and see what you have to do in order to request an accommodation, or who you have to contact in order to request an accommodation correctly. Because that is a stickler, and if you don't follow the guidelines that are set out in your employee handbook, then they can say that you didn't request it according to company policy. And so if they fire you because you're taking the day off, or you need these days off, you can file a retaliation claim or anything of that nature. Also, the Family Medical Leave Act. I'm going to do a full video on the Family Medical Leave Act. I'm going to put it on post on YouTube because it is an extensive statute. It's very extensive. It has so many loopholes, so many pitfalls for employers, honestly, because there's so many things they have to do, and typically a lot of employers don't do them. And it's because you have to really follow it to the T. They have to make sure that you have information as to when your leave is ending, or how many days you have left. And just to make sure you guys understand, if you are receiving leave under the FMLA, that means you're getting 12 weeks of continuous leave, or you can get intermittent leave that add up to 12 weeks. You have to work for an employer that has at least 50 employees within a 75-mile radius. So make sure you understand that as well if you're requesting leave or you're thinking you may need leave. On that same tip regarding FMLA, if you are somebody who is suffering from a mental health condition, or you're suffering because you're not feeling well, or whatever it is, reach out to your doctor to see if you can be on FMLA. It's not just you being so sick you're in the hospital. It's also can be so sick that you just can't perform the essential functions of your job. And have that conversation with your doctor, and also then have that conversation with your employer, so you can take leave, so you can take care of yourself. If you're not taking care of yourself, you cannot take care of anyone else, and you can't do your job properly, which is going to be kind of a domino effect with you having performance issues on the job. So make sure you're asserting that right if you need to assert that right. I'd rather assert the right, put it out there that this is what I need, than fall off in regarding your performance. That's all I have, y'all. So if y'all have any questions regarding anything I discussed today, let me know. Put it in the comments. Also slide in my DMs if you need to, and look out for the invitation regarding the unemployment waiver, because I'm gonna host a full-blown webinar regarding it, and I really want to make sure as many people get that information as possible, because it's really good information for us to have, because people are just, we're getting screwed. We really are getting screwed regarding that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, please like and share this video. And as always, enjoy your day. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.